Hello my friends, welcome to another episode of Diablo 3. My name is Wilfred. So season 23, I'm trying out officially the third build, the first being the physical variant of the Rathma Army of the Dead. And the second build is a speed run per se, which is a little bit different from the end-game build I have for Rathma. And this is completely different. It's a Legacy of Dream, which is the for Necromancer Corpse Explosion, something I have always been wanted to try because I have not built a seasoned character around the Legacy of Dreams or Legacy of Nightmare, mainly because you do need a little bit of effort in farming the gear, and because I've already, while playing the first two builds of Rathma, I've got enough gear for the ancient version of the Legacy of Dreams. So I'll give it a shot. Interested to see how this so-called top tier build is like. Now suffice to say, to be very frank and honest, if you like the Necromancer long cooldown of the Land of the Dead, whereby you have to keep grouping trash mob, aggroing trash mob, group them together, go around the map, and then try to explore everything in one shot because your window is very short for Land of the Dead, this could be for you. Honestly speaking, I much prefer the Rathma build, which is a lot more consistent when it comes to dealing damage throughout the dungeon, and it works for any map. So sometimes, as you can see, the Guardian fight could be quite frustrating if you are not having the off the cooldown of Land of the Dead. So that is really it. But if you look at the gear, I have no augmentation at all for this all full ancient for 13 slot. Two of them are primal ancient as well, so I've got pretty decent stuff. One of the gear is not really a BIS, but nevertheless it's a decent ancient item. So I could improve on that, but I really doubt there will be any changes to it. So if you are curious about the build, it's a very cookie cutter kind of like build here. You can do 7 blood, which give you the blood nova around it, but it doesn't really do a lot of damage. So you must start to have corpse, and then you can explode the corpse. So you need to think a little bit like where to position the corpse, and where would that happen. And if you do have a high density map, once something die, either be using your 7 blood through the blood nova, and then you can just keep triggering the corpse explosion across all the across the section of the map. That's pretty cool. I'm also using a Grim Sing, which is for me to curse the enemy. So for enemy that's being cursed, I've got more damage as well. So sometimes as you walk around, you keep cursing with the Grim Sing, cursing kind of like a rune. That's about it, and it is a very common kind of poison stack kind of build using the Nair Black Death items you slot into the weapons cube. And for that, every stack of the different poison skill you use will increase your poison skill by 95%. Then you multiply by how many stacks you have. For this particular build, I do 4 stacks, but if I do something else, I can add another layer of poison if in a group, but I don't really do that. So yeah, basically that's it. What are the poison damage? Well, the Grim Sing is the number 1. The number 2 is a 7 blood using the power shift rune. The third one is bone armor dislocation, and the last one is a close quarter of corpse explosion. Together is 4 stacks of poison, making the build kind of awesome when the timing is right. But as you can see, some of this fight can be really frustrating about pulling the boss on top of the corpse and try to like wait for the Land of the Dead to off cooldown. Once it off cooldown, usually is quite easy when with the GR95 here. But at a higher rift, I would presume you need to observe your conversion of element rotation until it kind of reaches the poison kind of rotation. Then you do like a dislocation. Do a 7 blood dislocation, Land of the Dead, and then after that do corpse explosion all the way. So yeah, I mean, this is what I have. As you can see, I'm using Bane of the Powerful, mainly because I kind of a bit lazy to level too many gem. And quite honestly, for GR95 kind of each below 100, I will think that Bane of the Powerful would be quite suffice. You know, I could use Bane of the Stricken. I can understand why it's useful at the boss fight, because you got a lot of idle time waiting for Land of the Dead, kind of like the off cooldown. You could just use Seven Blood to take the Bane of the Stricken, and ensuring that you have enough damage layer on top of the boss, because when the Land of the Dead off cooldown, you want to make it count. Which so far for GR95, I have not failed to down the boss when my Land of the Dead is off cooldown. It's just a bit annoying when it comes to mobs that doesn't quite die, like, you know. So comparatively, I have a lot of fun with the Rathma build. This build, though, I mean, it is, I must say, it's different. You have to really, you know, observe where are the corpse, and where can you position the corpse, and where do you group the enemies. Some of the shrines can be very strategic, like the conduit shrine is very good. The one that with electricity, it helps to kill things a little bit faster, and then you can use the corpse explosion to further, you know, further your torso, and it tend to propagate across the map pretty well. Bane of the Powerful is kind of useful as well, because I could use the Seven Blood, and the it does kill things, like, you know, you see here, it does kill something if you're, like, you know, have enough time to wait. And after that, you could do your magic, which is the corpse explosion. Other shrines, like the cooldown reduction, is hit and miss. I mean, you can pop like a Land of the Dead like 2 more times, but it's really short duration. If in between there aren't really a lot of mobs, then you don't really have to pop the Land of the Dead anyway. So yeah, I mean, and as for the defense, I mean, the shield, I mean, it's always useful, but it's not really anything that's helpful. So yeah, this is the last one. And I was like, as you can see, my Land of Dead is still on cooldown. I could actually use the corpse explosion here, which I can't miss, because I was paying attention so much on the rotation. I can't miss the rotation. And now I was trying to wait for the next cycle, which I'm trying to stay alive as well, because there's a lot of nonsense going around me. But the mob kind of like doesn't really appear on top of the corpse. I can't do anything until it come by, like, you know, where I am, and by then I'm kind of impatient. It's like, come on, man, just off cooldown and just pop Land of the Dead and be done with it, right? Because it doesn't appear on top of the corpse. What can I do? I can't move the corpse, can I? So, but once it's off cooldown, then that's it. A couple of shots and you kill the boss. So yeah, I hope you found this video entertaining. Do drop me a note below if you would like to ask me any question. Meanwhile, have fun. I'll see you next time. Goodbye.